ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not? In my jacked up truck, I'm moving slow. Speakers booming, y'all already know. Mud on the tires, feeling alive. Country roads at night, the southern vibe. Looking out the window, fields in sight. My boots on the pedal, driving all night. Are we gonna ride or not? 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 Stars above with the moonlight glow. Country chill, riding down this road. Catch me cruising as the bassline hits in the southern air, where the night never quits. Rolling with my folks, just having a blast in a jacked up truck. We ain't going too fast. Are we gonna ride or not? 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 Leave our worries in the dust tonight. Southern skies and the journey's bright. Feel the power while we ride. Country freedom taking flight. Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not?
Yeah. Sound is good. Sound is real. So sorry about that. I've been trying to get my Yont 2 built up to go outside and work on the Tahoe. Haven't been able to get enough of that built up to go do it. Between just not feeling good and the weather being what it's been, you know what I'm saying? I've been struggling with that whole idea. So if you guys are wondering why my videos hadn't been slamming out, it's because I hadn't been doing anything. I've been, I've been dealing with life and stuff and things and all that, sleeping weird hours and. But so this next week is going to be cold. Tomorrow is going to be cold, but the 2 days after that it's going to be really cold, and then like Friday or Saturday it's supposed to start kind of coming back around into something more doable. So in the next few days I'm going to be making a video or two about some products. All right, so this is this is what we're doing. Can you guys hear me, by the way? The 5K. I don't know, Bobby. So hang on just a minute. All right. So this thing, I think what it's for is basically to turn a regular, like old factory stereo into. See, it's tiny. This little thing is tiny, a little bitty thing. I think it's to make it so that you can have conversations with your car. Okay, like Siri in your car, you can set it up to where it answers vocal commands and answers questions and all that stuff. I don't have any idea whether or not it's going to be even remotely useful. It's going to be a box full of gimmicks, but I got it anyway, so I want to try. I want to do a review on it. Then there's a couple of other things. I've got this Android stereo. It is a Chinesium Android stereo, but it is a very nice kit. It has a lot of stuff. Has a lot of features, and has all the features that you would think you would look for in like a $500, $600, $700 stereo system. So I got this thing, but honestly, the one that I'm most excited about, guys, y'all going to get a kick out of this. This from Hayanka. Yeah. There you go. The 6.5-inch marine speakers, IP67 rated. I had them out just to look at them last night. And guys, they're well made. Just a heads up for those who are on the show tonight. They're well made. They seem to be put together well. They do not. I would not judge those to be like a cheap speaker. If I didn't know they were Hayanka, and Hayanka is a relatively inexpensive brand, I would not assume that those were cheap. They look like something that you would get from Rockford Fosgate or from Memphis or from DS18 or, pretty interesting speakers. So let's see here. Let me go back up and get past these silent problems because I'm a doofus. Bobby B said, what is the dimensions of the 5K battery? I wish I knew. I've hit Brandon up here a while back and asked him for the dimensions from both the 5K and the 10K. He said he was in the middle of something. He said, I'll get them to you later. Yeah, that never happened. So I don't know. I'll inquire again. And there he is. Lo and behold, there's Brandon. They see that's how that works. All right, buddy. Glad you give him the dimensions. Cool. All right, so let's see what else we got going on. How did my weekend go? It's been just, dude, I've been just struggling. It's been struggling. I got more medication. They keep giving me more medication. So, yeah, and that's, I mean, look at this. That whole pile of pills is what I take every night. And it's hard to swallow all those pills, man. It's like if you're being really, really hungry and you grab a handful of M&Ms and throw them in your mouth. That's what it's like, except they're not M&Ms, So, yeah. Life be lifing. You better believe it, man. How's it going, guys? Fuego. Bobby Beast and Mr. Fuego is gifting me a Sparked Innovations Fanny Jr. Well, you get her done, Bobby B. Glad to hear it. Uh, PSC is saying hi to everybody, including Bobby B and myself. Brandon popped in. Okay. Brandon saying that the 10K is being changed. Yeah, I'm still waiting on that 10K for the Tahoe. So, you know, I've been waiting. I've got the old 10K, the 10K V1 in the door there, and I've got a location for the new one. So I was going to put it in the door in that space down there in the bottom, but I didn't have it. So, but I've got it. I'll work it out. Just I just needed to have it to work with. Dimensions is below. All right. Um, PSC said, I want to thank you, brother, for being you. I love listening to your podcast. Well, thank you for being you as well, my friend. You guys, there's 8 or 9 of you that are pretty regular visitors, and I need to get a lot of crap out of my chest sometimes off my head. And you guys are willing to listen to me and give me some feedback, so it works for me, man. Brandon says, the Banger 10K, I'm going for a more solid acrylic case and abandoning the clear battery case. It's just holding up well. It's just shipping abuse. Is it just not holding up well? Is that what you meant to say? Um, more solid acrylic case. All right, I got you. How am I liking the Shock 8K? It's doing what it's supposed to do. I can't speak on how amazing it is yet because I haven't took it out and beat the snot out of it yet. But I haven't had any issues with it at all so far. So, for what it's worth. PSC, some say some prayers for me on Tuesday. You get your thing put in. Good luck with that, brother. Hope the best. Let's see here. Brandon says shipping abuse has been the biggest hurdle with the clear style battery cases, unfortunately. Yeah, I bet that clear acrylic is probably brittle. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see it getting hit something hard and cracking or chipping or something. I don't know. I haven't had it in my hands. I can't tell you how it, what kind of. I don't have an opinion. See, prayers going out for you. Thank you, Mark. PSC will appreciate that. I want to bring the 10K into a more solid style, durable case. Okay, but quality and durability allowing direct bus bars. Bougie, but quality and durable allowing direct bus bars. Yeah. Sounds good, man. Just give me a sample as soon as you can. Bobby says, ride or die. Right. The acrylic, yeah. Andy, the only two. Well, Andy's podcast is far more entertaining than mine. I'm not this polished machine of a live podcaster that Andy is, but I'm just me, and this is me on camera. So, I have a lot of people like to hang out with me and just, meet up with me and listen to me talk about crap, or talk to me about crap and talk with me about crap. And you guys just happen to be some of those people, and I appreciate that. It's good for me and good for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Um, oh, that'd be nice. Brandon says the current clear case is thin plastic. We'll be using 3/8 or half-inch thick acrylic instead. Son, that's serious. Um, Bobby B says Trunk Thunder Banger 5K V2 479. Yeah. With my discount code, you knock 10% more right off that. I'm working on it. I'm working on it, F Fuego. You just chill. Uh, so I put up a video uh, about me tuning, doing a little bit of gain setting, some very basic stuff to my system the other day. And was it yesterday or the day? I don't know. It was yesterday or the day before. I lose track of days anymore. It's getting old and brain malfunctions. Anyway, one of my commenters was inquiring or mentioning the fact that I set up my frequency to set my gain on my sub. I set it higher than what my frequency is that I'm tuned to play, and that's true. Um, and I'll tell you guys why I do that. So right now I'm tuned somewhere between 25 and 30 hertz. That's where my hot spot is. Okay. Whereas I set my gains up around 35 or 40 hertz. And here's why. Here's my thinking on that. Okay. Uh, here's my thinking on that. My thinking is this: at 40 hertz, I'm going to have very little subwoofer movement. It's going to be a lot less movement in and out. And I probably won't have as near as much box rise. I'm going to be pulling a lot more power at 40 hertz than I will down around 25, where I've got that sub getting it and causing all that box rise. So if I set my gains to match in the highest range that I'll be playing, then I won't be putting out any more power in the low ranges. That'll be the maximum. Does that make sense for everybody listening? I don't know. I'm probably not doing a very good job of explaining that, but that's what I set for. So Bobby B, Fuego, Mr. Northwest. And Bobby B said, is that Diet Coke or sweet tea? This is Diet Coke, and you know me quite well, my friend. Those are my two things that I jam, is Diet Coke and sweet tea. I don't do whiskey anymore. Or tequila, but I have got some. It's right over there in the window, just chilling. I don't mess with it anymore. So that's why I do what I do. PSC says, can't wait till I get my wife and myself get a chance to come see her Aunt Jolene in Springfield. I'll get a hold of you, brother, and I'll be here. I'm not hard to get a hold of. Oof. Y'all, I'm so sore. So I don't know about this little weird thing, man. I've got to do some more research about this. This is intriguing, even though I don't think it's going to be useful. And it has got my interest piqued. It comes with like 10 different cords, USB cords, Type C USB cords, and regular Type 1 USB cords, Type A, all a whole bunch of stuff. And doesn't have any instructions. It's mostly in Chinese. So I got to look it up and do some more digging, but it's may be cool. And if it's cool, it may be just entertaining. I don't know if it's going to be useful, but entertaining is a possibility. PSC said, I love some Red Diamond. Yes, I like Red Diamond, but what we do here at the house is Lipton, you know, do it. We do it the homemade style where you make it. You know, you boil it in the pan and all that stuff. But it is what it is. How's the Sioux system banging, Sean? It's lit. It bangs, my man. It bangs. I haven't took it out and really give it a beating yet. Um, I need to do that. I need to get it out over the next week. Take it out for a drive and give it a handful of songs and put it through its paces. That's what I need to do. But like I said, I haven't been able to get myself up any fire in my belly to want to get out and do anything. So, and it's pretty sad, man. It's pretty dang sad. Um, but it is what it is. Bobby said I was under my truck earlier to measure wire for block and frame ground. Come to find out, my front driver's shock absorber grenaded. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's bad, man. Wire for the measure wire for the block and frame ground. Did you get some shocks, man? Sorry to hear that. Shock shouldn't be too terribly hard to replace, though. How Boygo said it needs to trade something for Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Darth Vader is still right here. Right here. Right in here in my office. Chilling out. Never goes anywhere. Just hangs out. And wonderful sounding amplifier. It's just big and it's heavy. And it's got a channel that cuts in and out. It's probably something like a loose RCA, something because it works periodically. It just cuts in and out one channel. I think it's channel 2, if I'm not mistaken. Just randomly stops playing, then it plays again. For whatever reason, it's probably just a simple loose connection on something. But it's a great sounding amplifier. It really is. I was very pleased with it. It's got a lot of dynamic power. So it gives you the impression that you're listening to something with a whole lot more power than what it's actually producing because of how it uses the power that it's producing. Oh, you're looking at your shocks. It's a Rock Auto. It's cheap from 15 a piece or 40 from Monroe's. Yeah, that can be hit and miss. But yeah, you'll get it done, man. I would replace both of them though. If you got an issue with the front, I don't know how it busted, but if it broke in like the seal area or somewhere, I'd replace both of them because even if the other one's fine, it's going to create this weird, imbalance kind of a thing. It would bother me. That's what it would happen. It would just bother me. I know they were different, and that would mess with me, man. So, yeah, I'd have to do both of them, at least the two front ones. So, I've been talking over with my buddy Dustin. He's a fellow that helped me design my enclosure. He's got good software, and he's doing some crazy things, guys. He's doing some really, really, really cool stuff on the build that he's got coming up. It's an S10 that he's kind of turned it into a Blazer, if you will. It's got a shell over it, and then the back of the cab is open into the bed and the shell. And it's going to be, you would call a walkthrough, but basically a wall. The window, the whole back of the cab is becoming the wall. And yeah, it's going to be very cool. He's doing some nasty things. Very creative, Bill. Um, yeah, Bobby said, yeah, both replaced both trucks for both trucks 2010. Mark Best said, I go through the same thing. The weather is not cooperating. Cold and rain. I need to finish running the wiring and put the DSP. Bombed. Man, tell me about it. You know, it's like I have so little energy, and then when I finally do get, like pump up enough to get in the mood to go do something, open the door, and it's 10 degrees outside and there's a breeze blowing. No, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm coming back in the house because, damn, um, I don't have to gas up while I go. I can give you a pretty accurate number. I drove around 1.2 million miles, so around 1,200,000 miles in my career, legal miles. Uh, when I was a youngster, I drove a little bit before that. Those were not legal miles. I didn't have a license, and I was driving stupid things that were completely illegal to be on the road. Weren't supposed to be on the road. Rice, beans, and things like that. But not counting any of that stuff, legal miles running the road, 1.2 million. Safe miles, by the way, 0 accidents in all that time. Um, I had 0 accidents or incidents. I'm very proud of that. Um, and if I ever, I mean, honestly, if they can get me back to where I'm capable of sleeping regularly and being awake regularly, and I can climb in and out of a trailer, um, I would just soon be driving a truck and sitting around here doing nothing. So, it may be just a pipe dream at this point in my life, but there may come a time in the future where I'm back on the road and I'll be shooting videos from out there. So it'll be fun. You guys get a kick out of some of my stuff. I'll find some entertaining things to shoot about. We can do lives while we're kicked back at the truck stop and doing a break. I can make it all work in, and it'll give me more funds to work with and whatnot. But that's neither here nor there unless it actually happens. So I know it's pretty sad. It's really pretty sad. So, thoughts on these? Any thoughts, guys? Check them out. 7-color LED, waterproof. These have got um, an actual remote that come with them. So I was saying they're pretty damn cool. It feels like a premium little driver. And you got it's got the normal speaker connectors here. And let me show you here. Hang on a second. So you got your speaker connectors back here. You got a rubber gasket up under here that fits against what you're mounting them to. You got your connector that goes to your RGB system. And so and you got your tweeter right there. This is plastic, but it feels almost like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's plastic. It feels almost like aluminum. It's really smooth, hard, heavy stuff. So it's pretty cool. But there's more. So down in the box, you get this You got your remote. Got all kinds of wires. Got a little box in here that takes the plug for the two different speakers right there. Plug them in. That handles, and then you got all the wiring and all the hardware. It's a pretty neat little kit. I think I'll wind up doing something out of make a little stunt wall. It's kind of what I got in my brain. If you guys have any ideas, pitch them out there. But I will be doing an official unboxing and video of those guys. And I'm thinking that's going to be one of my cooler things. Putting Trucker 9000 back to work. Not so much. Oh, Dr. Tanker said I have a set of those in my boat, actually. They're great paired with my tents. That's good to hear. I'm gonna get some time in the saddle with them. And Dubby said, "Good day." He's over there eating kangaroos. Lot lizard. Is there any truth to what has been described to me as a lot lizard? I hear you need a double pole piece rubber gasket for that situation. There is truth to that, unfortunately. Here's the thing, man. As long as there's someone out there that's willing to buy a thing, there are someone out there that are willing to sell that thing to them, whether it be drugs or booty or whatever. But at most truck stops, you won't find them. At really big truck stops where you've got 500, 600 trucks or more out there, that's when you tend to see them. They'll walk by front of the truck, stroll by, looking in the window, waiting for you to look at them. If you look at them and they think they've made eye contact, then they'll come around, climb up on the side of your truck and try to talk at you through the window and pitch their little spiel. But I'm going to tell you, man, there's only two kinds of lot lizards. One kind has got all kinds of problems that you're going to wish you had never touched. And the other kind is a police. So you pick whichever one you want. If she's pretty and clean, she's a cop. That's how that works, man. You're about to get ripped off or something. Go to jail, whatever. Yeah, don't mess around with them. Bad news. W said number W. It's about time you got your arse in here. Let's see here. I get that thing to go. Dustin said, "Good info and thanks for codes. You're very welcome." What's the sensitivity on the 6.5s? I haven't looked yet. I don't know. When I do the official unboxing, I will have that information. And Bobby said, "Would a stripper pole help my build?" Yeah, but what would help more is first making the roof really rigid. I'm still working out how I'm going to make that happen. I got some basic ideas though, and the hardest part about it is the largest chunk of my roof is a big old window, and then around that is the mechanism that makes that window move, and then for a small little section on either side is their actual roof. So I got a big window, some mechanism stuff, and then a little piece of roof on each side. There's not much in there to like, yeah, it's wonky, man. So I don't know. First, I got to worry about rigidifying the roof, and then we can worry about bracing it. Lot lizards are going to need $5 or more, sadly. Yeah, you're going to need a lot more than that. W said, "LOL, Don't need to be a lot lizard when you run tar amp. Just need to be a firefighter. You get them, Dubby. PSC said there's this creepy. This is creepy. There's a woman trucker on TikTok bragging about driving with no underpants and has sex in her truck. Okay. There's all kinds out there, man. You know, uh, women are just as freaky as guys are. So, yeah. And if you find some of the female truckers on YouTube or on TikTok are either one of two types. They're either extremely cool and really chill and really good information, quality programming, or they're completely batshit crazy like the one you're talking about. Not much in the middle. They're one extreme or the other. So, but yeah, I've known several female truckers, quite a few actually. Fuego says, W, I got into car audio because I thought I could impress the high school lot lizards. Son, Bobby said, are you going to cap the roof and cover the sunroof? Like I said, I ain't sure how I'm doing that yet. I'm thinking what I got in my head is putting some kind of squishy bits on the sunroof glass, some kind of padded squishiness, and then coming up underneath that with some rigid plywood or something, a couple of layers against the glass with that squishy bit in between. And then having that come down level with the rest of the roof, and then coming in and laying in a piece of plywood underneath and sucking it all up. I don't know. There's probably going to be a bunch of crack filling. That's what's probably going to happen. A whole lot of crack filler. Doctor said, bro, that's facts. I got mad girls in my old Walmart subs back in the day. I bet you did, bro. W said, Fuego, you probably did impress them with that Honda JLs. Ooh, them's fighting words. James Wilson, Plan B, said hello. Hello, James. You guys are just showing up. Yeah, we're talking smack. See here, I'm not seeing there's somebody over here. Who is this? Dustin. What is that going on? Oh, I think I see what I'm supposed to be doing here. So I'm trying to figure out what that is. Yeah, I see it popped up that name. That's interesting. Um, I have to, I'm learning as I go. All my system got me in high school was debt and no ladies. Guys, okay, you know what? We're going down this road. So when I was in high school, there was no car audio scene. Um, at best, you had a little power booster, a little crappy power booster, and some extra 6x9s in the back window or something like that. There was no real car audio scene. And so what I had was an old PA cabinet that had like 6 8-inch speakers in it. It was a long, tall, straight up tall thing. And I got it from, I don't remember where I got it. It was at a party or something. I wound up with the thing in the car. It would fit in the back seat of my Ford LTD2. It would fit from door to door in the back seat. It had like 6 8-inch speakers in it. And we had uh, a thing that you did, the AC to DC to AC inverter, power inverter. We had a power inverter in there and had a crappy PA head that only had one channel working. And that's what we used to put power to that speaker. And that thing was insanely loud inside the car. Now, mind you, there wasn't no bass. No, it wasn't that kind of loud. It was at the rock concert sitting right in front of the speakers, kind of loud. And I think we actually did, me and my buddy actually uh, did get some attention from the ladies with that system because it was such an unusual thing. Nobody had a radio that would crank that loud. It was very rare. So when you pulled up and you were blasting, rock and roll across the parking lot, everybody paid attention to you because you were different from everybody else. But car audio was completely different at that time. So it's not, it's not that simple, man. Um, Doc said JL's kind of trash. I disagree, man. JL is a good quality stuff. Um, but there's limitations for everything. You know, it's a diminishing returns on the amount of money that you pay for a lot of the equipment and what you get back for that money. Okay, I'll say that. Having said that, some of the best amps I've ever used in my life were the Memphis 1000D, 1000.1D, the chrome ones. If you find those, there was a solid, like a mirror finish chrome amp, the 1000Ds. Those were some solid amplifiers. I love those amplifiers. They made a lot more power than they were supposed to make. And the JL slash series, 500, 1000 slash 1, and this 450 slash down here, 450 slash 4. Yeah. The slash series amps were some extremely good quality, extremely good sounding amplifiers. And the Memphis 1000D, that chrome one. A lot of good stuff. And then JL had the W2 and W3. The W3 subwoofers was really, really, really good because they were relatively inexpensive and gave you a whole lot of subwoofer for a relatively good price. They were a happy middle spot, that banged hard. Now, Fuego said, mind you, my car audio in high school was 89 and 91. Yeah, Eminem, Godfather 15 and 3.5 cubes of sealed on 150 watts in 1990. Yeah, that was a lot of power. PD Kendall said that Memphis amp was true. For real, man. I loved it. I had two of them, actually, but one of them, for some reason or another, I lost one of them. I ended up with the other one for a very long time. I went through many different builds. And it ended up getting repoed in a vehicle that I had. The vehicle got repoed and my amp was in it. I was very upset. I'd still have that amplifier. At least before the inverter would cut power. Yeah, well, work with what you got, man. We had crazy things going on back in the day, guys. We did some ridiculous stuff. The guys I ran with, and because I was in a band, I was always in a band of some kind, and I ran with people that were in bands, and we always had lots of musical equipment. We were always around that stuff. We had all the best parties because we played music, and that kind of got us into whatever we wanted to get into. And yeah, I mean that literally. So you can think of that however you want to. It worked out like that back in the day. Fuego said I had the Autotech amps made by Z Audio in the U.S. I should know that brand, but I don't. JL was way out of my price range. Bobby, it would have been for me too. The only thing was, is I again when I started getting into what we know of as car audio today, which was early '90s, really. Um, I was finding used stuff, used equipment. Some of it was probably hot. I don't know. Um, but I was getting stuff used, so I was getting it at a lot better price than you'd pay at a dealer, or I wouldn't have been messing with it either. I couldn't have afforded that stuff. Um, and mats, I'm familiar with those, yes. Gradients too. Run a home receiver with 2 Pro Studio 15s. Hooked up to a cigarette lighter converter. Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can get out of something like that. It doesn't take a whole lot of power to, if you've got a large enclosure and a large driver that's fairly efficient, which most of those old home stereo cabinets were. It doesn't take very much power at all to really get a lot of volume out of them. You'd be surprised what 30 or 40 watts would do to an efficient woofer in a large cabinet. You can get a lot of power out of that. Bobby said, bass and chasing girls. Yes, sir. Well, I tell you, I wish I could go back and change some of that stuff, though, because not all of it was. Yeah, it was just a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of things happen. You know how it goes. Um, Car audio back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, that's all you had, man. House speakers and pro audio stuff. Uh, that's honestly the way. That's honestly what we rolled with. And Jay said, thanks again for that driver window helpful hint, sir. I'm going to tell you, having been through so much crap with crazy electronics. Whenever I find a solution for a problem, I always make it public because I don't even know. There's thousands and thousands of people have seen that video and have been helped by that video, and I'm so glad that I did that. So you're very much welcome. Dr. Tinker says, I remember when Bluetooth came huge. I learned I didn't have to use a CD anymore, etc. For real, I didn't actually adopt a new tech right away. I've always been one of them to hang on to the last thing, way past when it's changing over. So I had CDs for a long time after everybody else was using other methods of storing music, just because I'm an old guy. I don't like change, but it was totally a worthwhile thing. Me and my cousin put a whole Pioneer, whatever that word is, uh, three-way 12s into a extended cab Datsun 4x4. Coin Dole. Okay, a Pioneer something. Three-way 12s. All right, bud. Don't look at my head hurt. That's be a typo. That's not even a word. That's not a word. I ran Boss Audio. Never had a problem with girls. They never showed up. I tell these young people today, y'all, if you want to meet girls, join a carnival. Join a carnival. Go to work for a carnival. You're gonna meet so many girls, way more than you're ready for. Was talking with the Truck Thunder guy saying, so far, I'm not impressed with the Banger 5K. He said, I need to delete my AGM. Yep. Under the hood, and this is a common thing when using lithium in your build. Yeah, your AGM will pull your lithium down. So the reason for that is get rid of the AGM in that circuit, and then your voltage will rest higher. So whenever your voltage is coming down, down when it gets down to about 13 volts, it'll start playing off that lithium bank. That lithium battery will start giving it power, right? But if you run an AGM and lithium together, then you're balancing down around the AGM's voltage, which is like 12.5, which means you're not going to start actually producing power until you get down below that 12.5. Um, you're going to be stable-ish, but it's not going to start until you get lower. And lower voltage means more amperage, and more amperage, honestly, usually means less power. So, yes, you want your voltage to be higher, and running just the lithium instead of the lithium and AGM is going to give you that. So he's absolutely correct. Of course he is. The man knows his stuff. Bobby, never turn them down, just turn them over. Yeah. Um, 2 house speakers and a punch 75. Oh man, the old Rockford punch. Oh yeah, I agree. Those were the good old days, my friend. I had a couple of those amps not long ago too. Some of the old punch 75s and a punch, a little bit bigger one. Like it was a 100 or a 150, I think it was. Had one of them too. None of them worked, but they all looked pretty good. I got my old stuff, new stuff, mid-school stuff. It's cool because now my kids can see the evolution. Yeah, for real. There's so much. Guys, I have an old video on this channel. The history of car audio. Look that up and watch it if you find this interesting, because I go through quite a bit of this stuff. But back in the very, very early days of the car, it was like 1920, 21, 22, something like that. The first car stereo was put in, and the first car stereos that were ever put into cars were aftermarket. They didn't come with a stereo, so people were just putting radios in cars the same way we were doing it in the 80s. And then they started making a stereo that you could put in a car, and it was very, very, very expensive. It was like about half the price of what the car cost. And you could put that in your car. Of course, you had to put it in yourself, though. And they had these radio antennas that went up on both ends and had this wire that ran. And then they had bullhorn speakers that you could mount on your running boards outside. And it would blast music out to everybody in town. This was in the 1920s. Car audio nuts have been around since the very beginning of cars. It's like, holy crap, man. I stopped by and told my mechanic about it the other day. Window hack is a defect. Yeah, I don't know. It worked. I don't know why, but it works, and it works for a whole lot of cars. So, yeah, 100%. Absolutely, extremely good customer support. Console. What am I missing? When a mechanic the other day about it. Console. I don't know. I'm confused. El Fuego, was that way back here? No, I know I'm not losing my mind. Quit messing with my brain. I still have an old home audio unit from Grandpa with an 8-track and a record player. I had several of those. The big long things had the door that picked up, and you had your record player in there, and had an 8-track player and a radio. Had the speakers in the front with the cloth grills over them. I had one of those in my early teens, which had been like 83, 84. And I had my bed. I didn't have a head to my bed. It was just a frame, a bed frame, mattress on a box spring on a bed frame, pushed up against that thing. And I put in, I had an 8-track of Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. I had that sucker. It was permanently installed in that stereo, and it ran 24 hours a day. Whenever I went to bed, I would turn the volume up, and it would be just start playing, and it would cycle through all the tracks. And in the morning when I got up, I'd turn the volume down. That tape ran in that stereo for I don't even know how many years, 5, 6, 4 or 5 years, nonstop playing in that stereo, looping, because that's what I listened to whenever I went to sleep at night. Crazy stuff, man. W said if I was to install an LTO 36 amp hour 6 cell into my Civic, LTO 36 amp hour 6 cell with another AGM, how many fires could I start with my Taramps 30K? You could probably start at least one, I think. You guys are crazy. PSE said I was on the butt end of cassette tapes switching over to CDs. I was on the butt end of actually, yeah, middle to butt end of 8-track switching over to cassettes. That was I had a stereo, put it this way, I had for Christmas one year, I got a brand new stereo for Christmas that recorded 8-tracks. So I could plug the 8-track in. I had a microphone. I could record like that, or I could record off the record player and off the radio onto 8-tracks. That gives you an idea of my era. And so I saw the 8-tracks go away, the cassettes come in, the cassettes go away, and the CDs come in. I didn't see all that. Kind of hoard speaker stuff. Yeah, I'm a hoarder too, man. Don't feel bad. I have 6 JBL WGTIS. 6 have my 6 JBL, whatever that word is, and nothing to put them back in. WGTIS. That's got to be me losing my mind. Cracos. Cracos. For real, man. Cracos, Sparkomatic, road, was it road gear, road something? Sparkomatic and Cracos, yeah, huge, man. Sparkomatic, yeah, baby. Anything touchscreen was like 8,000, yeah. Yeah, I got one. I get them for free. You know, I got stereos in here that I get for free, so I didn't have to pay for them anymore. It's just sad. I got more stereos than I could use in here. Anyway, I'm old school equipment, and should I worry about my wife swapping me out for the new 12-volt technology? Nah, she won't swap you out, man. She loves you. She gonna swap you out. Doctor. The Great Dig in the Sky was a good song from The Dark Side of the Moon. A Great Gig in the Sky. Yeah. I listened to that so many times over and over again. Then I also had the Wall album. I think I played it before I wore it out. Only one fire. Man, I want money back. If you try hard, you know, if you put in the work, I'm sure you can arrange more than one fire, but you're going to have to, you know, use effort. So I'm so old. I was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, Uh, was it? I'm trying to remember. I think is that the one where the the transvestite from Transylvania and the biker gang is riding through the house and transsexual transvite from the vampire. Yeah, it was a vampire that was a transsexual transvestite from Transylvania. Is that from that movie? Because I think I've seen some of that. I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing, but I remember that. The model number. Okay, got you, boss. Another brick in the wall. Yep. Us old dogs in car audio are very few to be found anymore. At least we have the knowledge and education of car audio. Now I just had to figure it out, man. You know, yeah, that was it. And was it Meatloaf that was in that too? Holy crap, man! Bringing back some memories. Realistic power boosters from Radio Shack. Yep, the realistic with the push button power on. Yep, yep, yep. And it made a popping sound and got loud and distorted. Dummy said Meatloaf. Hell yeah, dude. Um, I'm not sure. Daddy's flown across the ocean, leaving just a memory, a snapshot in the family album. Daddy, what else? Yeah, do for me, Daddy. What'd you leave behind for me? Just a record. Yeah, power boosters. So there was a movie. A movie. What was the name of that movie? Uh, oh, guys, if you haven't seen it, I got to look it up for you. Uh, there was a. Uh, Digital Underground. Uh, Digital Underground was in the movie. They did several pieces in the movie. Um, Humpty Hump and the Wedding March and Tie the Knot, tie the knot. All around the world, same song. That was in there. Um, but the movie was Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, and a bunch of people I can't remember. But they were or Chevy Chase and his wife were driving through, and they get stopped by John Candy. He's the sheriff. He arrests them, takes them to this crazy place, and Dan Aykroyd is the judge, and it's freaking hilarious, guys. I don't. Um, Anybody help me with this that can remember this stupid movie? Because it was good. Um, what movie? I can't never remember the name of it. Man, yeah, I can't remember the name of it. But if I gave you enough information, you guys will be able to find it. Find that, watch it. It's hilarious. But, and I know I'm crazy, so you guys can tell me I'm crazy. Uh, just a brick in the wall. Radio Shack. What we got here? All right. Made my motion picture debut in the Chocolate War circa 1988. Yeah, who knew? You don't get your pudding unless you eat the meat. Yeah, that's it. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Hump day. The hump day dance. Yeah. Nothing but trouble. That's it. Yeah, that's it, baby. Thank you. Freaking hilarious movie, guys. If you haven't seen it, you definitely got to put that on your watch list. Great film. It's funny, entertaining, It's got some really good music in it. Yeah. Don't get your pudding unless you eat your meat. A writer, I think he was actually. I think that was what his job was. Yeah. Break into Electric Boogaloo. Nothing but trouble. Yeah. Y'all catching on. Let's see here. Move to a town. I don't know. But everybody's catching on. Everybody's giving me the name now. I'm glad you guys found it. Watch that. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out on something cool. Good music, entertaining, funny stuff. Good flick. But, yeah, I got to go too, anyway, guys. But before I go, I want to play this for you. This is my new taco song.
Tacos on deck, I'm cashing my checks. Flavor effects, I'm ripping these flicks. Tacos on deck, I'm cashing my checks. Flavor effects, I'm ripping these flicks.
Are we gonna ride or not? 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 In my jacked up truck, I'm moving slow. Speakers booming, y'all already know. Mud on the tires, feeling alive. Country roads at night, the southern vibe. Looking out the window, fields in sight. My boots on the pedal, driving all night. Are we gonna ride or not? 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 Stars above with the moonlight glow. Country chill, riding down this road. Catch me cruising as the bassline hits in the southern air, where the night never quits. Rolling with my folks, just having a blast in a jacked up truck. We ain't going too fast. Are we gonna ride or not? 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 Leave our worries in the dust tonight. Southern skies and the journey's bright. Feel the power while we ride. Country freedom taking flight. Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not? Are we gonna ride or not?